Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom, Shalom. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit, and Lord willing us to be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started, I want to say, Call Halayim La, Allahayanawa, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatham. All right. So we coming to the time, man. We're coming to the wire. You know what I'm saying? Where all the prophecies, all right, are unfolding. And, you know, we're about to hit a crescendo. You know what I'm saying? An absolute peak in terms of prophecy playing out. You know what I'm saying? And one of those prophecies is in fact the coming race war. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have many wars. You're gonna have wars between nations. You're gonna have wars between classes. You're gonna have wars between races. All right. So let's get this started in the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Let's start at verse 3. It reads, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." You see what I'm saying? So we're coming to the point now where, you know, all these things that we've been seeing throughout the years, you know what I'm saying, in this situation in particular, you know what I'm saying, regarding, you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, Hispanics, Seminole Indians, you know what I'm saying? You Israelites are about to face a time unlike any other. You're about to face the darkest days that you've ever seen. You see what I'm saying? Let's stay in the same chapter. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. And it reads, all right, and it reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." All right? Many wars are about to pop off. All right? If you've been paying attention, India just attacked Pakistan. Okay? These are the wars and rumors of wars. All these things are culminating. And all the things that we've been seeing throughout the past administration. All right, throughout Trump's first term, you know what I'm saying. We saw Trayvon Martin, we saw Philando Castile, we saw Eric Garner, we saw Sandra Bland. You know what I'm saying. On and on and on and on to what was her name? Taylor Brooks, I believe it was. You know what I'm saying? Just far too many to count. You see what I'm saying? And the tensions have been rising. All right, the tensions have been coming to a boil. You see what I'm saying? Uh, when you see what's going on in the entertainment, all right, how they're taking all of these heroes that these Edomites loved, you know what I'm saying, and grew up with, and they're just destroying them, you know what I'm saying? From from your Batmans, your Supermans, you know what I'm saying, uh to Star Wars and all these different things, all right, that gave these Edomites hope, that gave these Edomites a sense of purpose. You see what I'm saying? And this is all by design. You have to understand that. This is all by design. And for the longest time, the only thing we've seen was these Edomites pretend. All right, that's all that we've seen. When you see these Israelites coming to bat for these Edomites, you know what I'm saying? Coming to bat for so-called white people, all right? What you're seeing is a sense of what's known as Stockholm syndrome, all right? Because they forget. You Israelites are very keen, you're very, what's the word? You're very prone to forgetting, all right? You forget very easily. You see what I'm saying? You forget who this devil is. You forget how he operates. And every so often, you're reminded. Every so often, you have to see these things pop up. Every so often, all right, every so often, they show you just how much they despise you. And you Jakes who have no understanding and who don't know what's going on, you think, oh, it's just these people hating you because of the color of your skin, because of certain complexion, you know what I'm saying? Because, oh, you're just this or you're just that, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot deeper than that. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot deeper than that. You have to understand that this animosity stems back to the ancient world. It stems back to the ancient times, man. All right? Not just with Jacob and Esau. It goes all the way back. All the way back. And if you don't understand how reincarnation works, you're not going to get this mystery. Let's get this in the book of Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. It reads, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." Okay. So, what was set in motion back in the garden? What was set in motion was a whole a whole scene that would play out throughout the generations. Okay. And it all started right here in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. All right. When it first took form, all right, when it first took form, it happened with Cain and Abel. All right. Genesis chapter 4 and verse 8, it says, and Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. You see what I'm saying? So this was the first instance of murder, where Cain slew his brother Abel. All right? And what happened? Verse 9, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth. Now the Lord is placing judgment on Cain. All right. It says, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. All right. When you see these Amalekites over there in the Holy Land, all right, they can't till the earth over there. You see what I'm saying? Those many trees that they have over there in the Holy Land, those are imported. You see? Many of the things that they have, all right, it's not actually genuine from the land. You see? Take, for example, the red heifers that they're using. Those aren't coming from Israel. You see? Those are coming from another land. Nothing is yielding its fruit to these Edomites, beginning with their head tribe, Amalek. All right. And this is that curse that came from when was in the garden. All right. After Cain had slew Abel. Okay. So now you would go down even further. It says, verse 11, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hands. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. All right, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Okay. And the Lord cursed Cain. You see what I'm saying? Check this out. Verse 14, it says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. You see? So this particular curse, all right, which we understand, which we believe through the Spirit, that this was the curse of leprosy. All right, because during that time, everyone on the planet was had what's known as melanin in their skin. So everyone was dark skinned. That's nothing new. All right. But the Lord placed a curse upon Cain. All right, in order to distinguish him from everyone else. You see what I'm saying? And so that would trickle down when you go down through the history. Okay? In the reincarnation, these two sons, Cain and Abel, would come back. And they came back as who? Jacob and Esau. This is Genesis chapter 25. Let's start at verse 20. It reads, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And he said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red. They call themselves white, but in actual fact, they are red. You see? And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. Esau in the Hebrew is Ishashua. All right? Ishah. All right? Or Ishashua. And it means wasted away. All right? So when you look at these Edomites, they are wasted away of what? They're wasted of their pigmentation. All right. Verse 26, it says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, or in the Hebrew, Yaquab. And Isaac was 80 years old when they bare him. And then it goes further down. It breaks down the characteristics of these 2 boys. All right. Now let's jump further and let's get to the point. All right. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 30. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, which means red. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. You see, the scriptures say that the elder shall serve the younger. So now we go to the point where Isaac is about to bless his sons. All right. And Isaac wanted to give the blessing. All right. The blessing of the birthright to Esau. All right. But the Lord had put the spirit on Rebekah to cause to help Jacob supplant Esau and to get the blessing. He already had the birthright. You see what I'm saying? He already had the birthright that was sold unto him by Esau. These very men that you see staring him down, those are Edomites. They descend from the man known as Esau, who sold his birthright. So now when you get to the blessings, Isaac blessed Jacob, and he blessed him with everything. He blessed him with the grain of the field. He blessed him with the dew from heaven. You see what I'm saying? He blessed him with everything. Right? Genesis 27 and verse 28, it says, therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let the people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. All nations. You see what I'm saying? Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be everyone that blesseth thee. You see? Check this out. Verse 38, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, all right? Because Esau had found out, all right, that his father Isaac had blessed his younger brother Jacob, right? Verse 39, it reads, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. So you see what's going on, right? Both sons are given the blessing of controlling this planet. Both sons are given this blessing. However, one is going to have to get it through violence. One is going to have to get it through extortion. All right. He's going to have to get it through. Rape, robbery, murder. All right. All the things that he specialized in ever since he was in the reincarnation as Cain. All right. What does it say that Esau was? He was a man of the field. He was skilled with weapons. You see what I'm saying? Verse 39. Verse 40, it says, and by the sword, check this out, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's exactly what he did during the Renaissance. He broke our yoke from off of his neck when he came out of those caves. You see, those same caves that we drove him to, he came out of them. All right. And the moment he came out of those caves and he started overthrowing his brother Jacob, what did he do? He changed the likeness into his own image, known as iconoclasm. You see what I'm saying? This is why your history books talk about Esau and his accomplishments and not Jacob. You see? One of his his gifts in terms of using the sword, one of those gifts is deception. All right? And all the things that you see in these movies, in the books, and everything of that nature, all right, in all forms of media, is his deception. It's a part of his sword. You see what I'm saying? Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And this is why all you Israelites continue to ask the question, why do they hate us? Why do they hate us so much? Why do they have this disdain towards us so much? We ain't did none to them. But you're missing the point. You see what I'm saying? You don't understand just how deep this goes. They don't understand how deep this goes. You see what I'm saying? These Edomites have no clue why they hate you Jakes, why they hate you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. Why do they hate you? They don't know. They can't tell you. They can't answer that question. You see what I'm saying? Let's get this in the book of Ecclesiastes. You see what I'm saying? Only the prophets can answer this question. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 11. It reads, "There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after." You see what I'm saying? They can't remember. All right? These Israelites, all right, you Israelites, you have a hard time remembering. That's why you're so quick to hold and hug these devils, man. Because you're quick to forget. You see what I'm saying? Nobody knows just how deep this animosity goes. Let's get this in the book of Ezekiel. All right, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir." All right, Mount Seir was what? It was the capital, all right, or the head city of Basra. All right. Okay, or shall I say Salakia? Basra was the head city of Mount Seir, so Mount Seir was their original inhabitant, all right, or habitation. You know what I'm saying? So that was their original land, back in Mount Seir. It's known today as, I believe it's known today as Petra, all right, Mount Petra. But in the ancient world, it was known as Mount Seir, all right. So that's what it's talking about. When it's saying prophesy against Mount Seir, it's talking about prophesy against the inhabitants of Mount Seir, which would be the Edomites. Okay? The same way we tell you that Jerusalem is a people first before it's a place, it's the same thing when you mention Mount Seir or Basra. It's a people first before it's a place. So we're talking about these Edomites. Okay? Verse 3, it says, "And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." You see what I'm saying? When you go to TikTok and you type in eye for an eye, you see this. Rodney Hinton. You see what I'm saying? So this race war is going to happen. It's prophesied. All right. This may be one of the events to kick it off. You see what I'm saying? We saw a fight over in what was it? I believe it was Missouri, or was it Alabama? I'm not quite sure. But you had this big old brawl, and it ended up being the talk of the town in terms of a lawn chair. You see what I'm saying? All right. All these different instances. So, this is only going to intensify. All right. It's only going to escalate. Let's go to Amos. This is Amos chapter 1 and verse 11. It reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." You see what I'm saying? From back in the times of the garden to this day, that hatred remains strong. You see? So unless you understand the mysteries of this book and who it's talking about, you're not going to understand what it means. You see what I'm saying? The major players is Jacob and Esau. The major players are Jacob and Esau. These are the main characters in the Lord's movie. You have the protagonist and the antagonist. The protagonist is Jacob. The antagonist is his twin brother Esau. All right? And both of these 2 sons are destined to clash. And it's played out through their descendants. All right? Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 6. Start at verse 7. And it reads, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first, when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Let me show you. All right. So this is the illustration. You have the elder son Esau. All right, Shashawan. Then you have Jacob, Yaquab. Okay. You have Jacob holding on to Esau's heel. See? So let me get this here. Now remember, both sons are set to rule this planet. And if it says that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, then that means that we're at the end right now. And Esau is desperately trying to hold on to this power that he has. All right? Because both are supposed to rule the planet, but only one can rule it for an eternity. See? This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right? And that's talking about Esau. Okay? So our big brother is about to come back for that birthright. All right? Our big brother is about to come back and lay the vengeance, all right, on his younger brother. You see? Yahweh Shai said this. Let me get this in the book of Matthew. Let me see. Or maybe it's in Luke. It might be in Luke. As a matter of fact, let me look this one up. Bear with me. Yeah, so I was right there. So this is Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21, verse 22. All right. Now, of course, this was speaking concerning the prophecy that would take place in 70 AD. All right. But we're about to enter into times where these Edomites are going to come down in the same fashion. All right. But intensified, 1,000 times harder. All right. 1,000 times harder. So this is Luke 21, verse 22. It says, "For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." All right. So, these Edomites are going to come down with great wrath very soon because they want the birthright back. All right. And they want to do away with the seed of Jacob, the same way Cain wanted to do away with the seed of the righteous. All right. Because remember, both sons, Cain and Esau, Cain and Abel, right? Cain and Abel came up with their own sacrifices to the Lord. But the Lord only respected Abel's. He didn't respect Cain's offering. You see? And that set in motion the stem of the sons of God. All right. And and Cain wanted to do away with that lineage. All right. So it's no different today. Esau wants to do away with the lineage of the righteous, which is his brother Jacob. So the inevitable has to happen. All right. It's a part of the story. And there's no getting around that. There's no wishing it away. All right. You can't go and hug these devils as if that's going to change anything. No, it's not. It's not. You see what I'm saying? And when when there's no food or anything like that, and everyone is in survival mode, that animalistic nature of Esau is going to come out. You see what I'm saying? We're already starting to see it. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. All right. Brace yourselves, man. Brace for impact, because it's about to get real nasty out here. Okay? Real nasty, because these Edomites ready to get the business going, and Jacob is going to be riled up. All right? Jacob is going to be riled up. You see what I'm saying? We of the hopeful elect, we have no business getting involved. All right? Beginning with the prophets, what we do is we sit back, we wait, and we watch. That's what we do. And we move accordingly through the Spirit when it happens. So keep your eyes open for prophecy to play out, man. You see what I'm saying? Because we're in these last days, man, and the times are going to get dark. Very, very dark. So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kodash. Shalom.